Hello everybody, my name is Maggie and today we're going to complete another file with English exercises for digital specialists. These are the exercises that I create. They usually take around 15 minutes to complete each file because it's nice to keep up with different trends and different concepts in the developing field of marketing technologies or MarTech. And at the same time, it shouldn't really take much of your time during your busy days, and that's why these are exercises to keep up with development, but at the same time not to feel too overwhelmed. And today we're going to talk about data sources and data types in MarTech, because data is like the fundamental part of MarTech in general and marketing nowadays because of this trend of customer centricity. And generally, I would advise you to first watch the online lecture or read the theoretical part, which is here on the file. Also, you can check out the blog post which I have on my website, and I would also advise you to complete this task beforehand, before me. And after that, I would advise you to come back and either check once again what you've completed, or maybe if you have any questions, it would be good to look at these exercises once again. So let's move on. We will have the overview of the exercises, and here I can certainly tell you that we have quite an interesting theoretical part, and this theoretical part contains different types of definitions and tables. And we have the set of exercises over here. So we are going to fill the blanks, we're going to decide whether the statement is true or false, and we're going to fit the terms and their definitions. We also have the multiple choice here, and also we have answer key, of course, because this is something we will use to check whether we completed everything correctly or not. Also, here's the link to the feedback form if you have any question or maybe certain suggestions, or maybe there is some kind of topic that you would like to have exercise on and practice more. Please let me know. I'll think of what can I do for that. And also I record online MarTech lectures if you're invited to check them out. Then I also have MarTalks. It's like open, free online discussions where we can meet like-minded people and use these terms for everyday for conversation to feel confident in your real life professional development in life. And also, if you would like to work with me individually, there are links to do that based on your spoken English or your career development in MarTech. And I also have the MarTech guide, which I wrote based on more than 12 years of my experience in the field as a lecturer and as a practitioner. Anyway, let's get back to our work. And this file we're going to go through. I'm not going to read the theoretical part because it's there in a document, and I also have online lecture on that, and we will go straight to the exercises. So here we have words and we have blanks. So let's take a look at these sentences. So we have terms MarTech, data, privacy, standardized, and unstructured. So something is information, especially facts or numbers, collected to be examined and used in decision making. So basically, as we talk about something that is information, and in the context of this exercise, we can assume that it is about data. It is letter number. It is letter B. Moving on. Something applies to initiatives, efforts, and tools that harness technology to achieve marketing goals. If you actually complete this exercise one by one in a sequence that of them being published on my website, you can see that I keep repeating this definition already several times, because this is like the fundamental definition of MarTech, and this is A. Structured data is typically stored in format such as rows and columns. Basically, when we're talking about rows and columns, we are talking about something that is usually standardized, because we have standards to follow in order to use the proper labels and proper words. A major drawback of data use is something concerns which relate to the security of personal information. I'm not really going to dive deeper in this, ethical parts and data privacy parts, but we're generally considering this in the first sentence, word privacy. So it's letter C. And blank, data doesn't have a predefined data model and is best managed in non-relational or non-SQL databases. And here we're talking about unstructured data, because it's the last one remaining. But in general, when we're talking about something that is not possible, to structure in rows and columns, this is something that is unstructured. Well, clearly. Moving on. By the way, when you complete these exercises, you may find some certain words that you don't really know yet, or you don't necessarily use quite often. So you can also focus not on the words which I offer you here, but rather, several words within the definitions, because they also are fundamental part of communication in English, and especially if you wish to, if you're a non-native English speaker, as I'm not a non-native English speaker, and you can actually use them, for development of your vocabulary. Okay, exercise number 2. Read the statement, are they true or false? Okay, let's see. Structured data is always qualitative. Well, here we can say that it is false, because we have quantitative data, we can qualitative data, and both could be structured, because both could be labeled as, could be put in table with labels. MarTech uses customer data to enhance marketing strategies. So basically, when we talk about MarTech, certainly we need data, and as we use this information for our communication with customers, certainly we are going to talk about customer data. Hence, this is true. Data can be stored in both structured and unstructured format. This is also true because we currently talked about the fact that it could be standardized, unstructured, structured, and all that kind of stuff. So here we can say that this is correct. A reservation system is an example of unstructured data. Basically, here I would say that this is false, because when we talk about reservation system, it is usually about dates, about rooms, about booking, about some kind of about names, and all of these variables, they could be put in the structured format in the data, in the table. Hence, reservation system is structured data. Hence, this statement is false here. Privacy concerns are drawbacks of data use. Well, we just said in a previous example that we need to be really careful with the use of customer data, and hence privacy concerns, this is like a huge part of the data use. Exercise number 3. Let's match the statements. So we have structured data, unstructured data use benefits, data use drawbacks, examples of structured data. So we have them quite random. And let's see. Data without a predefined model often stored in NoSQL databases. So basically, we can assume here that we're talking about that we're talking about the unstructured data. Then, ethical issues and privacy concerns. So basically, we can say that it is about the data use drawbacks. Clearly, I guess we can say that even though the use of data is a good thing, it still has its drawbacks, and generally we are talking about ethical issues and privacy concerns. Then, information stored in standardized format like tables, we're talking about structured data. Then, SEO tags, search engine optimization tags, inventory control, web from form results. So basically here we're talking about the examples, and these examples are of structured data. And here we have letter D. And personalization, website adaptation, predictive preferences. So all of this can be used based on the use of data. All of this can be created based on the customer data and the use of data. Hence, this can be considered as a data use benefit. And the last one for today, exercise number 4, as a little quiz. So what do we have here? So what is MarTech used for? Writing business reports, enhancing marketing strategies with technology, designing clothing, managing personal expenses. So basically we can assume that it is about B based on the definition, and basically other options are not actually the ones that we will even consider. Moving on, which of the following is not an example of structured data? So we have Excel files, video files, SQL databases, web form results. So Excel files, this is something that can be structured. Video files, let's leave it for some time. SQL databases, this is like the definition of structured data, in opposed to NoSQL databases. And then we have web form results. So this is when you fill in the forms, and basically they have the unified type of labels and all that kind of stuff. Hence, we can say here that video files are not structured data, because they're not the format that can be easily stored in the labeled form, regardless of the names of actors, like text or something. Nevertheless, the file itself, the video itself, isn't an example of structured data. Then, what is the benefit of data use in marketing? Unregulated data legislation, misleading databases, personalized recommendations, data resales. So, among all the drawbacks, we have C, which is personalized recommendations. Where is unstructured data typically stored? In SQL databases, in tabular forms, in non-SQL databases, in spreadsheets. So, one of the only example of non-structured or unstructured data storage is the non-SQL database, and we select here C. And which of the following is an example of unstructured data? Search engine optimization tags, inventory control data, audio and video files, product directories. So we can say that it's C, because even though you can add certain tags to the files, generally files themselves are just pools of data which has to be further entangled. Hence, we can say that this is unstructured data, so C. And that's it. I really hope that you found this useful, and I really hope that it was something that brought you joy because it's really nice to learn something. And with that, I thank you and wish you good luck and success in your work and development and your studies, and see you in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comment section. So until next time, bye bye.